Hello, Internet friend. Today on Value Side, Accounting for the Gaza Dead. It's the Ministry of Health's tragic responsibility. I'm David Ravel. Well, life for the 2.2 million Palestinians is a tenuous one, fraught with uncertain supplies of foods, medicines, and energy. They occupy a narrow strip of land between the State of Israel and the Mediterranean Sea. The ever-present threat of war has been part of their lives for longer than most have been alive. For the past 17 years, the Palestinian Ministry of Health, Gaza, known locally as the Gaza Ministry of Health, the MOH, has presided over the vital statistics for the Palestinians, providing the most reliable data on birth, illnesses, and deaths. Never an easy task, the Gaza Ministry of Health, the MOH, has emerged as the most reliable data provider in monitoring the Gazan people's welfare. The MOH is the go-to site for Gazan vital statistics for both the United Nations and the World Health Organization. Now, the United Nations Office for the Coordination of Human Affairs, OCHA, takes the Ministry of Health's data on death reported, those numbers on their website. And then again, the World Health Organization in turn takes the MOH statistics and reports them also on their PowerPoint presentation, both of which can be found online. Now, most of the world's press obtains statistics, especially the number of mortalities, from those two sites, which they then report to their readers, viewers, and listeners around the world. Because the mortality numbers are constantly changing, you will find one report may lead the other as the MOH records new deaths. So let's look at how the Ministry of Health collects its data. There are no real surprises here. The MOH operates in the same manner that most advanced countries also do. Here in the United States, the CDC, the Center for Disease Control, provides an online service called the National Vital Statistics System, in which hospitals, funeral homes, and in selected circumstances individuals can access and report a death. In the United States, this method of mortality reporting has proven to be highly accurate and reliable. Until the current conflict, a similar system in Gaza also provided accuracy and reliability. As a side note, in past Israel-Hamas conflicts, many challenged the accuracy of the MOH mortality numbers, but the MOH was able to verify each of their numbers, and this is why both the UN and the WHO now accept the MOH statistics. Like the American NVS system, the MOH provides online access to all 18 hospitals and various morgues in Gaza to report mortalities. Unfortunately, most of those institutions are now gone. 15 of those hospitals and their associated morgues have been destroyed, along with an unknown number of independent morgues. This has effectively cut off approximately 3/4 of the MOH mortality reporting system. Two other factors have also limited the accuracy of the current mortality numbers. Principally, the sheer number of dead has been overwhelming. Early in the conflict, several reports indicated that morgues and hospitals could not keep up. 2 days into the conflict, ReliefWeb reported that, quote, morgues were overflowing, unable to process the number of bodies. And early in the conflict, AP News reported that Palestinians had to dig mass graves beside the roads because the cemeteries were already full. It's doubtful that any of these deaths were reported to the MOH system, and that was just 2 days into the conflict. We're now 11 months into the conflict, and the MOH mortality reporting system, its challenge has only worsened. Then, war took a deadly turn. On Tuesday, September 10th, the Israelis used its most powerful bomb, presumed to be the American-made 2,000-pound Mk-84. So powerful was its blast that it left a 40-foot crater in the ground. Unfortunately, this was not the first time that the refugees were attacked at the Al-Mawasi camp. Back on July 13, another bomb also struck the camp. Both times, the results were the same. Although survivors found some remains, many bodies were missing, presumed vaporized in the explosion. In the recent attack, onlookers found 19 bodies, but eyewitnesses indicate that an equal number of bodies will likely never be recovered. Conclusion. Regrettably, in any objective view of the mortality statistics collected during the current conflict in Gaza, one is forced to conclude that it's probable that any death count woefully underestimates the number of Palestinians who have lost their lives. 3 factors contribute to this conclusion. First, the sheer number of dead overwhelmed the MOH vital statistics reporting system. Second, the loss of 15 out of the 19 reporting hospitals and morgues decimated the MOH's ability to collect death records. And finally, massive new ordinances, such as the MK-84, have actually destroyed the bodies themselves. Of course, I'm not the first to come to this conclusion. Rasha Khatib, Martin McKee, and Salim Yousaf made a similar point in a letter to the Lancet publication. As the 3 researchers reported, quote, "However, the number of reported deaths is likely highly underestimated." That's the Lancet of July 2024. Their letter predates the massive destruction of 15 reporting hospitals and predates the use of the 2,000-pound bombs with its ability to vaporize bodies. Even so, they indicate that the MOH death statistics may understate the true number by between 3 and 15 times. Using their most conservative factor of actual deaths equaling 3 times reported, the current death toll in Gaza would be roughly 5% of the population, or 123,000. No matter how you look at the mortality data in Gaza, the picture that emerges is increasingly tragic. And that's the value side. For all of our articles, references, and podcasts, visit valueside.com. I'm David Ravel. ValueSide is independently written and researched. The views expressed are strictly my own.